Net structure. Nets are used for trawling in surface waters and for trawling in deep waters and on the bottom. Beware of tangles with entangled marine life. When using two boats, double trawling, the net is spread horizontally by the boats, with one in the case of interfish trawling, two warp lines attached to each boat. However, single trawling is more common. Here, the net is spread horizontally by trawl doors, also known as otter boards. Trawl doors come in a variety of sizes and shapes and can be specialized to contact the seabed, bottom trawling, or to keep the net lifted in the water. In all cases, the doors essentially act as flaps, using their hydrodynamic shape to create a horizontal spread. Like all flaps, the tug must travel at a certain speed for the doors to remain stationary and operate. This speed varies, but is generally in the range of 2.5 to 4.0 knots. Citation needed. The vertical opening of a trawl is created by using buoyancy at the top edge. The floating line and weight at the bottom edge, the foot line of the mouth of the net. The configuration of the foot line varies depending on the expected bottom shape. The more uneven the bottom, the stronger the foot line configuration must be to avoid damage to the net. This is used to catch shrimp, shellfish, cod, scallops, and many other species. A trawl is a funnel-shaped net with a closed tail where fish are collected and an opening at the top end like a mouth. Citation needed. Trawls can also be modified, such as by changing the mesh size, to aid in research on the ocean floor. The voyage conducts a census of marine life. Environmental impact. More information. Bottom trawling section. Environmental damage. Although bottom trawling is now strictly regulated in some countries, it remains the target of many protests by environmentalists. Environmental concerns about bottom trawling concern two areas: the lack of selectivity and the physical damage that bottom trawling causes to the seabed. Selectivity. Trawling of myctophids and glass shrimp from the bottom at depths greater than 200 meters. Since the beginning of trawling, circa 14th century, concerns have been raised about the lack of selectivity of trawling. Trawling can be non-selective, catching both marketable and unwanted fish, as well as legal and illegal sized fish. Any part of the catch that is not usable is considered bycatch, some of which is accidentally killed during trawling. Bycatch often includes valuable species such as dolphins, sea turtles and sharks, and may also include juvenile or illegal individuals of target species. Many studies have documented large volumes of discarded bycatch. For example, researchers conducting a 3-year study in the Clarence River found that an estimated 177 tons of bycatch, including 77 different species, were discarded each year. Size selectivity is controlled by the mesh size of the cod head, the part of the trawl that holds the fish. Fishermen complain that mesh sizes that allow small fish to escape also allow some legally caught fish to escape. A number of fixes, such as tying a rope around the cod head to prevent the net from opening completely, have been developed to address the technical issue of size selectivity. One problem occurs when the net is pulled into a narrow diamond shape, a rhombus, rather than a square shape. Bycatch is a recognized problem for all fishing methods and unites environmentalists, who do not want to see fish needlessly killed, and fishermen, who do not want to waste their time sorting out marketable fish from their catches. Several methods have been developed for use in trawling to reduce this. Bycatch reduction nets, usually made of stainless steel or plastic, or square mesh panels can be fitted to parts of the trawl, allowing certain species to escape while retaining others. In fish trawls, the net is fitted so that the smallest organisms, fish, shrimp, pass through the net and back into the sea. In shrimp trawls, the net pushes the largest organisms, fish, through a hole in the roof of the net, reducing bycatch. The latter is mandatory in Norway and has been in use for 20 years. Sorting nets. Can Norway's success be replicated in the Mediterranean? In our project, the nets are often equipped with sensors that measure the angle of the net, so fishermen can tell if the net is working correctly. Studies have shown that shrimp trawling is responsible for the highest bycatch rates. Physical harm trawling is controversial because of its impact on the environment. Since demersal fishing involves dragging heavy fishing gear across the seabed, it can cause extensive damage to the ocean floor, including coral reef breakage, damage to habitats and beach types. Citation needed. Dolphins trapped in nets. The main sources of impact are the gates, which can kill several tons and create branches if dragged along the bottom, and the cable configuration, which often remains in tension with the bottom over the entire lower edge of the net. Depending on the configuration, the line can be large stone or rock piles, which can be embedded in the net, disturbing or damaging anchors or reworking and rehanging bottom piles.
No adianta.
These activities result in a reduction in species diversity and changes in ecological behavior towards more opportunistic organisms. This destruction is exemplified by deforestation. The main dispute over network assessment tools concerns the regulation and duration of these activities. Opponents argue that they are widespread, turbulent, and long-lasting. Defenders argue that the impacts are largely limited and low intensity compared to natural events. However, most areas with significant natural seafloor mixing events are in shallow, contiguous waters. In mid to deep water areas, bottom trawling is the only significant event in the entire area. Citation needed: aerial photo of turbidity cloud from trawling in Louisiana. Bottom trawling on soft bottoms also disturbs the bottom and introduces solids into the water column. It is estimated that 21.87 gigatons of sediment from the seafloor are recycled from the trawling activity alone each year. Citation needed: in terms of scale, the amount of sediment deposited into the ocean by all the world's rivers is estimated to be between 17.8 and 20 gigatons per year. You can see the turbidity of this plume on Google Earth in areas where there is high-resolution imagery. See bottom trawling markers. When bottom trawling speeds are below the thermocline, the surface may not be affected, but less visible effects can still occur, such as the transfer of persistent organic pollutants into the midwater food chain. Citation needed: additionally, the tilling of the seafloor and the survival of bottom sediments affect the nutrient levels and change the overall chemistry of the surrounding water, significantly reducing the photosynthetic capacity of plants and algae and affecting any animals that live on the ocean floor. For example, in a paper published in the New Zealand Journal of Marine and Freshwater Research, it was determined that bottom trawling creates anaerobic conditions, which can potentially kill scallops that use the ocean floor as a habitat as they mature. Furthermore,
viene otra pierna, avisarla. Mira, mira. Avisa, cuando viene la piedra. Avisa. Mira, dale. Dale.
The same study also found that for filter feeders, although they had more particulate matter in the water after trawling, the protein per unit of sediment quality decreased, meaning that more water had to be filtered to get the same nutritional value. 8. A 2021 study estimated the annual carbon emissions from bottom trawling at nearly 1.5 billion tons, about 3% of the world's total, and recommended the establishment of more conservation areas. Both the findings and conclusions of this study have been scrutinized in more recent scientific works, which did not reach the same conclusions as the study mentioned. Despite these scientific disputes largely revolving around the scientific model, other aspects of bottom trawling are not accepted. A wide range of species are threatened by bottom trawling around the world. In particular, trawling can kill coral reefs directly by breaking them up and immersing them in sediment. In addition, trawling can kill corals indirectly by damaging coral tissue, creating coral reefs that are susceptible to infection. Many scientists believe that the net impact of fishing activities on the global coral reef population is very high. Published research has shown that bottom trawling destroys the cold water coral Ophelia pertusa, an important habitat for many deep-sea organisms. Midwater trawling is a much cleaner fishing method, as the catch is usually only one species and does not cause physical damage to the seabed. However, environmental groups have raised the threat that this fishing can cause significant bycatch, especially of cetaceans, dolphins, porpoises, and whales. Trawling is one of the most common methods of fishing. Trawls are designed to be pulled by a boat through the water column, midline trawl, or along the seabed, bottom trawl. Trawls are cone or funnel shaped with a wide opening for catching fish or crustaceans and a narrow, closed, cod head. Trawls can be used at a variety of depths and the nets vary in mesh size. Both bottom and midline trawls use a trawl board, door to keep the mouth of the net open. Trawling is an industrial fishing method that involves dragging a fishing net, weighted to hold it on the seabed, through the water behind one or more boats. The net used for trawling is called a tow net. This principle requires a net bag to be pulled through the water to catch different species of fish or sometimes target species. Trawls are often referred to as towing gear or towing gear. The types of boats used for trawling are called trawlers or dragnets. Trawlers vary in size from small open boats with engines of only 30 horsepower, 22 kilowatts, to large trawlers with engines of more than 10,000 horsepower, 7.5 megawatts. Trawling can be done with a single trawler or with two trawlers working cooperatively, pair trawling. Trawling can be contrasted with bait fishing. While bait fishing involves a net and is usually done for commercial purposes, bait fishing involves a reel, rod, and bait or lure and is usually done for recreational purposes. Trap fishing is also often used as a scientific or survey sampling method. Bottom trawling versus midwater trawling. Trawling can be divided into bottom trawling and midwater trawling, depending on how high the trawl, net, is in the water column. Bottom trawling is dragging a net along, bottom trawling, or close to, bottom trawling, the seabed. Bottom trawling is an industrial fishing method in which a large, weighted net is dragged across the seabed, collecting everything in its path. Bottom trawling can be detrimental because it stirs up sediments that lie on the seabed and can harm some marine life. It also causes water pollutants to mix with some plankton, which then move up the food chain, which can then cause harmful algal blooms that lead to hypoxia. A 2021 study estimated that bottom trawling produces as much greenhouse gas emissions as aviation. However, the estimation methods in the original paper, published in the journal Nature, have been criticized by other scientists, who claim that the estimates of greenhouse gas emissions are uncertain.